Alright, so my time spent studying is usually weekdays around 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. The videos I've watched is Notes 1 through Notes 8 and Example 1 through Example 5. A little bit about the notes. The first one was just an intro to the class as well as an intro to acceleration and how it relates to position and velocity. And Notes 2 was how to find the length of a velocity vector. Notes 3 was how to constrain pulley systems and a little bit about relative motion. Notes 4 and 5 were both about graphical analysis of kinematics, how position graph relates to a velocity graph and so on. Note 6 was all about coordinate systems like 3D, 2D, normal tangent, and polar. Note 7 was a radial transverse derivation. Notes 8 was the derivation to find acceleration of a particle for the path coordinate system. Example 1 was an example of a particle motion where we're given x and we're supposed to find velocity and acceleration. Example 2 was an example of a magnetic force where you have to find the velocity from the magnetic force. Example 3 was a section conveyor belt example where you have to find the distance of the conveyor belt. Example 4 was a pulley system example, and example 5 was just a graphical kinematics example. The homework I've completed is 1 through 8. I have worked on some others, but I haven't quite finished them yet. One is just a particle motion question where we're given x and we're supposed to find the position and the velocity and the time when the acceleration is equal to 0. The second question is a projectile question where it enters a medium and we're supposed to find the initial acceleration when it enters the medium and the time required for the projectile to go 3.9 inches into the medium. The third one is a question about a bowling ball being dropped into a lake. We're supposed to find the depth of the lake and the speed of the ball when it hit the bottom of the lake off the acceleration that we're given. The fourth question is about a sprinter, and we're given the sprinter's velocity and we're supposed to determine the distance the jogger will run after 1 hour and the jogger's acceleration at time equals 0, as well as the time required for the jogger to run 6 miles. The fifth question is about escape velocity, and we're trying to find the minimum escape velocity for a particle. And question 6 is just a pulley question. And 7 is about a parachutist in free fall. We're supposed to determine the time required for the parachutist to land after he opens his parachute, and the initial deceleration when he opens his parachute. And then finally 8, there's a three-dimensional motion of a particle as defined by a certain vector, and we're supposed to determine the magnitudes and the velocity from the given vector. Other efforts I have put in, I have done a calculus review because I felt a little rusty on that. I cracked open a book and did some example problems from my ODE's textbook, and I watched some videos. And in summary, I learned kinematic relations, graphical analysis of kinematics, and coordinate systems.